what's up guys, it's Galaxy. Today I'm going to do something a bit different. Well, actually kind of most of my videos are random, but in this video I'm going to be talking about Murder Mystery 2 and the 2 value list, specifically if Supreme users are killing their own value list. There is a battle between traders on which list is more accurate, MM2 or Supreme. MM2's defense is that it is more OG, while Supreme is more updated. As a trader who started out as an MM2 user, then a Supreme user, and now fluctuates, I'm going to try and settle this argument. Before pointing out issues on each one separately, let me address an issue about both. Each website has trading servers that the trader can use to get trades easier, although this is an issue, especially for users who don't flip. If you are unfamiliar with flipping, it's basically taking something that's less value on your list and trading it for something less value on their list so it looks like you're overpaying, but the items are actually more on your list so you end up with more value in the end. So you will see Supreme users on MM2 servers trying to flip and vice versa. Sometimes it's hard to actually find someone that really uses MM2 values on MM2 servers instead of flipping. And what makes it worse is that you normally can't tell if they're flipping, but one major way to tell is if they literally decline every offer without reason except for the thing they're specifically offering for. Now let's talk about each specifically, starting off with Supreme. I didn't actually see an issue with the Supreme list until recently. The values appear to be based off of demands more than actual value. Recently, the chromas on the list boosted up in value. The status on most said rising. Since weapons can't rise forever, it's changed to doing well. Many Supreme users automatically thought that it meant they were going to drop. Just because they think that doesn't mean it will though, right? Wrong. Normally dropping is caused by duping because it would actually be losing value. But since word got out chromas could be dropping, everyone assumed they were just going to drop, causing no one to want them, and because no one wants them, they actually drop in value. The same thing happened with collectables and unobtainable chromas. Collectables were the most OG trading weapons, and just because people decided they weren't as cool as godlies, they dropped, even though they all are out of game and from years ago. They lost value because of what people said. Chroma Boneblade and Chroma Gingerblade may be pretty ugly chromas, but they are still unobtainable, which should mean they have more value than other chromas. I know demand adds to the base value, but rumors shouldn't really do that much damage, especially since the chromas that will soon drop are still cool looking and should be high in demand. So that's the issue with Supreme. What about MM2? The MM2 value list doesn't update near as much as the Supreme list. It's a good list for those starting out and just finishing their trading journey and understanding values. An issue is that the list is forced to change its values with Supreme. This isn't a huge issue in some cases, but when all the collectibles drop, Supreme users that were flipping on MM2 servers decline collectibles saying they don't take them, making them become so low in demand that it really damaged their reputations and was forced to drop on the MM2 list too. The majority of users are Supreme, especially if they trade constantly, meaning the MM2 list is forced to alter their list based off of demand as well. But since it takes a while to update, it makes that less of an issue, meaning the value doesn't drop that quick. But then again, not updating the list can be an issue if you never look at the Supreme list. When an item gets duped, it loses value fast, and normally it's easy to tell when you're a Supreme user because you can see that it says mass duping by the status, and it constantly drops. If you're an MM2 user who has no connection with the Supreme list, you will never know if an item is dropping or getting duped, and you could lose value without realizing it because of how long the MM2 website takes to update their list. Now that criticism is out of the way, which one is better? I feel like generally the MM2 list is better because they keep their predictions to themselves rather than spreading rumors saying something is dropping for their own benefit. But unfortunately, it can be easier to trade on the Supreme list if you don't care about the actual value but demand. If you are an OG user, I recommend using MM2. If you are a newer user who's trying to get all the weapons they want and trade up, I recommend using Supreme. If you are a newer user but have all the items you want but still trade now and then, I recommend using MM2, but also Supreme for the duping information. So if you are a Supreme user, please do not spread rumors about the values. It gets stressful. But anyways, I think that's all I wanted to cover. Thank you guys for sticking around. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope your trading journey goes well. Love you guys. Don't forget to keep on shining, and peace out. If you want to find people who actually probably use your values easier, I recommend using Tradery. It's a trading website, and people can have bios, and in their bios they probably mention what values they use, and you can't really flip that way, so it's going to be easier to trade through that.